Hello, my dear students. I hope you're all well and ready to learn a little bit more. So, this is where we left off yesterday. We drew our horizontal line, and from that line, we used our good old friend, the compass, to make this perfectly divided bunch of concentric circles. So remember, concentric means with the same center. And I started the center of my mandala. So you said, one of you asked, sir, can you show us a mandala that is ready? Yes, I can. I'm going to show you one that my wife made. I didn't make it. That looks like this. She has her own style. She likes the domes or the petals quite a lot, so you can see that she has petals everywhere, or domes, or whatever you want to call it. And she likes outlining. She doesn't like coloring the mandala, and this is her own style. She does it however she felt like. She did it however she felt like it. And it's a very beautiful mandala. I'm very jealous that I didn't do it. But so this shows how unique a mandala can be. So you can see you have the blossoming flowers here. So there's the ball and the stick in the stem. Some little flowers that she made it up. Some ribbons going around, just dots. Why not? So all of this here came from her own imagination, and she said during the creation of her mandala, she didn't think too much. Whatever she felt like drawing, she drew. Okay, so I'm just going to put that aside, and we'll continue with our mandala. So what I'm doing is I'm taking a dark pencil. I'm taking a 6B pencil. It's the darkest pencil in your pencil set. But if you have only 2B or those kind of pencils, it doesn't matter. You can do whatever use whatever pencil you want. This is just to outline. I'm using a dark pencil because I want my outlines to be dark. So I started making those petals, and then I said, what can I do next? And I said, it's very difficult to go wrong when you're drawing a mandala. Very, very, very difficult. So at the tip of each flower and in between, so in this line, and this line, I'm just going to draw a circle. Just like that. And another. And another. So those lines keep me guided, so that when I draw, they look very organized. I like this kind of organization in my life. And you go all the way around. And that's it. But then those that are not at the tip of the flowers, they look like they are floating a bit. So from the center to those that are in between the petals, I'm just going to draw a stem. And you can draw however you want. If you don't want a stem, you don't draw a stem. And there you go. So now you had the center of your mandala. Oops, I'm so sorry. And then now you have the next part. And you say, Oh, sir, I don't know what to draw. Okay, you draw whatever you want. So I'm going to draw in between those two here, I'm going to draw a dome or a petal. This is one, and then here comes down. And then I do the same. Up and down. And up and down. And up and down. So I have the freedom to rotate it around, so to make my life easy, I will. And up and down. And up and down. And then the gap between those two here, still within the circle, is too large in my opinion. So I'm just going to draw a little upside down triangle like this. Why? Because I can. There's no rules of what I can and cannot draw. And then in between the domes or the petals, I'm just going to draw a triangle, and I'm trying to make them as similar as possible. Very difficult for them to be exactly the same, but I'm not hoping for them to be exactly the same. Each of them has a story to tell. Each of them is different. In my drawing, I said if I want them perfectly equal, all I do is open up a computer, several softwares that will do this so quickly. And then now I feel like doing more stem and petal. So I'm just going to, from the tip here, I'm just going to do a stem. And I'm going to do a little blossoming flower. And another. And another. And you see they all end at the same place. And this is kind of the therapeutic value, the meditative value of drawing mandalas, because you need to be so focused on it to try to make it as pretty as you possibly can. And then now again I have a big space here. I don't want that space, so what will I do? Around here in the middle I'm going to draw another circle, and in the middle here I'll draw another circle and another. All of those circles here are touching this line, this circle here. Do they have to touch? No, of course not. If you don't want them to touch, if you want them to be higher up, that's fine. If you don't want them at all, that's also perfectly fine. Make it your own. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the flower pattern. So from here I'm going to do a little bendy line, little curved line, and I'll do this for all of them. And this here will give you a little bit more completeness. And And there you go. So you can see that the mandala is starting to take shape. Can you see it? Oh, it looks so complex, sir. But it isn't. You've just seen how easy it is to make. You just do one layer at a time. And you continue on with whatever you want. So what can you do? So in between, I'm going to take a flower. So in this flower here, I'm going to make sure that this here is inside a capsule, like a flower-like pattern. So where the flower begins, I'm just going to draw a little dome. And I'm going to close that. And up again. And I try to make both sides as equal as possible. But remember, this is freehand. Imperfections are going to show up and they are beautiful. As you can see, somewhere is slightly bigger than the others, and that's fine. Again, you're not a computer, even though we are. We don't think as a computer. Every time we do something, we think slightly different. Computers think same, 0, 1, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1. No, we think 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have many differences. So now, what do I want to do? So just where this circle here is, there is a line of another circle. So I'm just going to take that and I'm just going to draw some dots along that circle. And then in between the circle and the flower, I'm going to draw another circle, just halfway. A little dot, I won't say circle, but just a little filled dot. And I'm going to do that all around. And that will take you another 30 seconds or so to do. And there you go. So now you have that circle of dots going all around. And then do you know what I'm going to do next? I'm going to let you continue your own pattern. I'm really curious how you're going to continue your mandala from here on. And once you're finished your mandala, I highly recommend either taking coloring pencil or a pen and then just going over. Then you're just going to follow your lines with a pen. And then once you're finished using the pen, you can take your eraser and you can erase the whole thing. But that I'm going to show you on another video. So I'm going to use a black pen and I'm going to use it over the whole mandala so that my pencil marks does not wash away. Do you have to do this? No. Oh, sir, can't I just shade with a pencil? Of course you can. So instead of doing what I just did of using a pen and outlining the whole mandala, you can just take your pencil and start shading straight away. Sir, can I use coloring pencil and outline it? Yes. Do you want to use watercolor? Do you want to use acrylic? Do you want to use oil pastel, dry pastels? Do you want to use mud that you think that you would be able to paint with it? Of course you can. You can use anything. Let your imagination run wild. So I'm going to continue this mandala in my own time, and I'm going to make another video showing the end product. But now is your time to shine. It's your time to show your creativity. So from here on, what are you going to do? And I'm pretty sure what you'll do will be amazing. And I will see you on our next video. Bye bye everyone. Have a great weekend.